Hello, everyone. Welcome back to StoryNews English, where world events meet English learning. I'm Leo.
And I'm Anna. Today, we bring you a story that might feel closer to your daily life than you think. Because it's not just about politics or soldiers on the border. It's about the phone in your hand, the apps you use, and the digital future you depend on.
Exactly. Our topic today is technology, apps, and digital rivalry between India and China. Now, imagine this. One evening, you open TikTok, and suddenly, it's gone. Not a glitch, not a bug, but a government ban. That's what happened to nearly 200 million users in India in 2020. Overnight, influencers lost their careers, businesses lost customers, and millions lost their favorite pastime.
But this was not only about fun apps. It was about national security, data privacy, and global power. By banning Chinese apps, India was making a statement. Digital sovereignty matters.
And here's the deeper layer. Technology today is not just an industry. It's the new battlefield. China invests billions in 5G, artificial intelligence, and e-commerce giants. India responds with Digital India, aiming for self-reliance, innovation, and independence from foreign tech.
So this is not just a clash of apps. It's a clash of visions. China wants dominance. India wants independence. And the world, especially the United States, is watching closely.
Stay with us, because in this episode, we'll explore how a simple app ban became a symbol of power, pride, and politics in the 21st century. Let's rewind a little. June 2020, the Galwan Valley, high in the Himalayas. Indian and Chinese soldiers clash with sticks and stones because guns were banned there. The result? 20 Indian soldiers and at least 4 Chinese soldiers lost their lives.
This was the first deadly clash in over 40 years, and it shook India to the core. Anger filled the streets, and demands for action grew louder.
Within days, the Indian government announced a bold step. Banning 59 Chinese apps. TikTok, WeChat, UC Browser, apps used by hundreds of millions of Indians. Later, the number climbed to over 200 apps.
Think about TikTok alone. Before the ban, India was its biggest overseas market with nearly 200 million users. Influencers with millions of followers lost everything overnight.
But the ban also opened new doors. Indian startups moved fast. Chingari became the Indian TikTok. Koo offered a local alternative to Twitter. ShareChat expanded rapidly. For the first time, Indian companies saw a chance to compete in social media.
And this was not just about apps. The government launched Digital India, a huge push for self-reliance. From payment systems like UPI, which now handles over 10 billion transactions per month, to cloud services, to digital identity through Aadhaar, India was building its own ecosystem.
Meanwhile, China was racing ahead in its own way. Companies like Huawei led the global 5G revolution. Tencent's WeChat had more than 1.2 billion users. Alibaba expanded e-commerce to nearly every corner of Asia.
Two neighbors, two digital empires, both with populations over 1.4 billion. Together, they represent almost 1/3 of all humanity, and their rivalry is shaping the internet itself.
Let's pause for some important vocabulary. Ban, to officially stop something. Example, India banned over 200 Chinese apps.
Cybersecurity, protecting systems and data from attacks. Example, the apps were banned over cybersecurity concerns. These words are not only useful for understanding today's story, they're also key to discussing technology and global politics in English.
So, what are the consequences of this rivalry?
Let's start with the social impact. Millions of people lost access to apps they used daily. TikTok stars lost their income. But at the same time, Indian startups found new opportunities and new audiences.
Then the economic impact. India's digital economy is expected to reach $1 trillion by 2030. Global investors, from Google to Amazon, are putting billions into India, hoping to tap into its massive market.
And for China, the ban was a warning. It showed that political decisions can wipe out entire markets overnight. For a country that relies heavily on global expansion, that was a painful lesson.
Finally, the political consequences. Technology is now part of national security. India used the bans to signal independence from China. China responded by pushing even harder to dominate hardware: smartphones, solar panels, 5G.
This rivalry is no longer just about gadgets. It's about influence, control, and the future of the digital world.
Now, how does the world see this? United States strongly supports India's bans. Washington has banned Huawei and TikTok from government devices. Europe, cautious but leaning toward India as a partner. Global South, curious. Many countries are asking, should we allow Chinese apps or should we build our own platforms like India?
And the bigger question is this: will the internet remain open and global, or will it split into digital empires, one led by the US, one by China, and maybe one by India?
That is the digital map of tomorrow, and it is being drawn right now.
So the India-China rivalry is no longer just about soldiers or borders. It's also about apps, data, and the future of technology.
India says, we want self-reliance. China says, we want dominance. And the world is watching closely.
For you, our listener, this story is not just about technology. It's also a lesson in English, in shadowing, and in understanding global change.
Thank you so much for joining us today. See you in the next episode of Story News English.